Hi, I'm Des. Today we're in sunny Mexico to drive the second generation Audi Q5. The first generation Audi Q5 was a big success. In total over 1.6 million cars have been built. Now the new generation is being built here in Mexico, and that's the reason we're driving this brand new car here in Mexico. Audi brought two different versions for us to drive here, a V6 3-liter diesel and a 4-cylinder petrol engine. From the outside, the new Q5 can easily be recognized as a Q5. The proportions are very much the same, although the size of the total car grew a little bit. It got a bit sharper edges, like the new single frame grille in the front and a sharp line on the outside. But in general, it's very much the same as the old car, which for me is a good thing. I like the design of the old Q5 and I'm happy that it's still very similar to the previous generation. Visually, a lot about the new Q5 is in the details, like the swooping line along the side, which emphasizes the quattro drivetrain. Audi put a lot of effort in the suspension for the new Q5. Also, the brakes have been upgraded to really make this car one of the most dynamic in its class. Standard, it comes with 17-inch wheels, but anything up to 21-inch or 20-inch like this ones are available. The rear of the new Q5 is also identified by the new sharp edges of the LED rear lights and aerodynamic side skirts that help with the performance and the fuel efficiency of the car. Here is also a new rear diffuser. So the bonnet opens automatically when you swipe your foot underneath. And as an optional extra, you can also lower the air suspension from a button here in the trunk, which helps with loading big things in the car. In total, Audi managed to scrape 90 kilograms off the weight of the Audi Q5, and that obviously has performance benefits and also fuel efficiency benefits. The new Q5 is very similar to and is actually previewing some elements that will celebrate their premiere on the next generation A6. Most importantly, there's a completely new suspension setup with adaptive dampers, and a particular favorite option for me is the air suspension. Which just widens the bandwidth in terms of suspension for the new Q5 between very comfortable and a smooth ride on one side to a very sporty ride on the other side. This new suspension is being controlled by the Drive Select mode. Two new options are added to the system. There's now an all-road option and there's an off-road option. In the off-road option, the whole car is being raised. In dynamic, the whole car is being lowered up to 1.5 centimeters. So it's not just a car for the road, but very much also a car for the off-road, as we could test here on the beach in Mexico. The car I'm driving right now is the 2-liter TFSI 4-cylinder petrol engine. It's the only petrol engine available at launch, and it produces 252 horsepower and 370 Nm of torque. But the most powerful car in the standard Q5 lineup will be the 3-liter V6 diesel engine. This TDI engine produces 272 horsepower and 620 Nm of torque. So in acceleration you will definitely feel a punch when you drive the diesel engine. The Q5 now comes with full integration of Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and induction charging, which doesn't work with iPhone unfortunately. In addition, it also comes with high-speed internet. The last generation only had 3G, so you now get live traffic and you can set up a Wi-Fi hotspot for up to 8 devices. Personally, the biggest improvement for me with the new Q5 is not the infotainment system or the assistance systems, but it's in the suspension. The optionally available air suspension really lifts the bandwidth from comfort to performance to a whole new level. The price for the new Q5 starts at 45,000 euros in Germany, and this is for the base version, which supports the front-wheel drive and a manual gearbox. So we just stopped for a little break on our way to Cabo San Lucas. There's something interesting about this town. It's called El Triunfo, and this used to be an old mining town. Back in 1852 they hit gold in a river just down the road, and it's hard to believe now. There were 10,000 miners from all over Mexico and the United States living here in this little village. But even today, some of the buildings still remain. The tower was actually engineered by Eiffel, the same guy who designed the Eiffel Tower. After a little coffee here at Café El Triunfo, we'll swap to the silver 3-liter TDI and see what that is like on an off-road course. I'm back behind the wheel, this time of the 3-liter V6 TDI with the brand new diesel engine. Very much the same as the 2-liter TFSI from the inside. This one has a different interior line. We're now driving on a little dirt road. I set the car to all road, which raises the air suspension to the second highest level. There's a dedicated off-road setting as well, but that only works until 30-40 kilometers an hour, and we're going a little bit faster than that. The car feels very stable. It takes all the bumps and all the challenges that this road gives us with ease. The biggest challenge is actually the dust that is being thrown up by the cars in front of us and the limited visibility. And another car on the road. The new air suspension is really a big step up. Love the way it drives here on a dirt road. It just keeps the car smooth across pretty much all the bumps. There's still some movement, but come on, we're doing, I don't know, 60 on a dirt road with large holes and lots of rocks on the road. Very impressive. This is a good place to test the hill descent control. So I've engaged the switch here, and now I can just let the car roll, and it will automatically brake individual wheels and keep the car going forward in a straight line with the reduced speed. I can accelerate a little bit if I want to go a little bit faster. But all in all, I just have to keep the steering wheel straight, braking and throttle is controlled by the car automatically. So almost 1 hour off-road, the car's dirty, but I'm smiling. We had a lot of fun, and now we hit the road again and see what this diesel can do on the road. But off-road, I'm pretty impressed. Now we're on the Mexican highway. This is really where the V6 diesel is at its best. It provides instant torque. So from a very low rev range, you get the 620 Newton meters of torque. Just put your foot down and it propels the car forward. In the driving experience, on paper the performance is very similar to the SQ5. It's close to 300 horsepower, over 600 Newton meters of torque, but it lacks a bit of the emotional effect of the SQ5. A lot of that has to do with the sound generator in the SQ5, obviously, but also the noise isolation in the new Q5 is a lot better than in the old one, which makes this a very good travel car. The second generation Q5 certainly impresses during this first drive today, but here at GTspirit we're most looking forward to the SQ5 and hopefully the RSQ5. The RSQ5 is still unconfirmed, but we have good hopes that it will come in the next couple of years. The SQ5 is already confirmed, and we can expect it next year. My time with the new Q5 is almost up, and I can say I'm really impressed by the car. They've made it so much better than the old one. But I won't go all hallelujah. There's also a couple things I don't like. One of them is this sharp line here on the side of the car. Especially when you look from the side, it looks quite wavy, almost as if I've drawn it drunk. But there's a solution for it. Just order it in black and you won't see it anymore. One more thing I don't like about the new Q5 is that this tablet-like display here is not touchscreen. So intuitively during the drive today I reached out a couple of times to select something, but it can only be selected with the turning knob here or with the touchpad here on here below. The new Q5 is not only being built in Mexico, but it also fits Mexico very nicely. It feels at home at the off-road stretches, here on the beach and on the highway. So it's a pretty good car for all purposes. And I look forward to drive the other iterations that are coming in the near future, like the SQ5 and the plug-in hybrid.